Greetings, everybody. My salams, greetings. I hope you guys are all having a good morning. I'm deeply inspired this morning to share some thoughts of wisdom. So away we go. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, in the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. I meet women all of the time that are in situations in their careers and at work where they don't have enough time for themselves, they don't have enough time for their families, they don't have enough time for worship, they don't have enough time for anything. A lot of them are mothers, they have children, some have small children, and they are almost pulling their hair out because they're so stressed, they're so overwhelmed, and they don't see a way out. So I want to share my story because I've been there before, so I know what that stress feels like. Like a lot of us, went and got an education, got a degree, went and got jobs, was working. I've been working since I was 18. In college, I worked too. So I've been working for a very long time. I'm 40 dies. So what is that? That's like, I wouldn't even count it. It's a long time. So I met my husband, got married, was working still. I like the idea of having my own money. I like to have my own money. I do believe in financial independence, just for myself, so that I always am building things for myself, right? So I have my own goals and such. But, and this is not to say that a woman shouldn't work. This is for women who want to work. This video is specifically for women who want to work, but want to have more flexibility over their time. They want to have a balanced lifestyle. They have children and they are just tired of being tired. This is for these women because I used to be her. So I know, and lately I've been attracting a lot of women like that. So usually when I attract a certain type of woman, to me, that's a sign that I'm supposed to share my own experience and my story and my thoughts about it. So this may be a long video. So my husband encouraged me to get into sales. He's been in sales for a long time. And I've been in sales probably like 18 years, something. I've been married 20 years, maybe 18 years I've been in sales. So he encouraged me to get into sales because of the flexibility of schedule. Usually if you have a sales career, usually, not always, your schedule is more flexible. So I got into sales, loved it because you guys know, I love teaching. And to me, sales is just teaching. Sales is figuring out how I can help people and then educating them about a particular product or service that would help them. So it was a natural fit for me. Let's go back. So discovering what you're really good at, discovering your talents, your skills, what you love, and then building a business around those things or a career is what you need to do, not the other way around. You got to figure out who you are, what you're good at, what you love, and then figure out a way to get paid doing the things that you love. There's no other way that will work, that will give you happiness and joy in work. No other way. So, what's going on next door? There's like, my office is in a shopping plaza, so there's other units in this plaza. So I don't know what's going on next door. But anyway, it stopped. The Home Depot. Okay, we're going to keep going. So, that's going to disturb me. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Really? We're gonna keep going in spite of what is happening right now next to me or near me. So where was I? It just discombobulated my thoughts. So I got into sales, loved it, started doing yearbook sales. I was working as a yearbook sales person. I would work with high schools, middle schools, colleges to help them build yearbook programs. I would help their staff learn our computer software to build the programs. I would help them with marketing, how to figure out how to market their books, how to sell their books, how to actually make profit in their yearbook programs so the kids could do fun things like go to yearbook camp or spend the money on pizza parties or whatever. And I loved it. I loved it. However, and then I went into another kind of deal. But however, what I didn't love is that I was working full time. My children were small at the time. So to be honest with you, I never felt like I could give enough to my kids as far as teaching them, nurturing them, making sure they ate healthy every day, making sure I was in their heads, which is what you need to do as a mother. I think honestly, our greatest job is to be our children's teachers and to be in their heads constantly and to be programming and wiring their brains, right, in the ways that we need them so that they can be productive, good people in the world, right? So I felt like I was always just barely skimming the surface with the things I was involved in, whether it was my children, my husband, myself. I just never had enough time. And and at the time, I didn't have any time for worship, to be honest, because I wasn't making my 5 prayers a day. I was skipping prayers. I wasn't making all my prayers. And I knew that that wasn't the right way to live, because even though I was making money, I wasn't fulfilled. There was something missing. And I started praying about it. I started praying about it every day. And this is what I tell women: when you're frustrated, when you're stressed, when your life is just overwhelming you, ask Allah for the guidance. Ask him for the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. This is too much. Show me the way. And he always says in the Quran that he'll never burden a soul more than they can bear. So he wants you to call on him for the guidance. He's always telling us, ask me, come to me, ask for help, right? Right? If you remember me, I'll remember you, right? So I started to really, really pray about it. And I was like, I like making my own money. I like sales. I like teaching people. I like helping people. But I can't do it this way. This is too much, right? I want to have more time for my kids. They're little, they're growing up fast. I want to have more time to nurture my husband and be present with him and not come home angry and stressed and frustrated. And then you're picking fights with your spouse because you're really upset with yourself and you're really frustrated with yourself. And then when you get home, everything is just adding to your frustration, right? So I started praying about it every single day. And I started to think about the opportunity to build a business. I was at the time in a coaching program. I got my certification in hypnotherapy and NLP, and I was doing it for myself, really. I told you guys, I've always been on a healing journey, a self-love journey. So I was really doing it for myself. I did inner child work. I did all this stuff. But as I went through the program and got through the program, within myself, I knew I was ready to build a business, but I was afraid. And I was working at the time. And I knew that I couldn't build a business and have a full-time job at the same time. I knew it would be like nearly impossible. So I started praying for the courage. Pray for courage. Whatever you want to do that is different than what you're doing now, pray for courage. Because believe me, Shaitan will be all up and around you, telling you that you can't create what you want, that you can't have the life you want, that it's too late, that you're too old, that you don't have enough education or experience or knowledge, or you don't have the resources. Like, that is his mission. That's what he does. He'll start whispering at you constantly. And I tell you guys, seek refuge and ask Allah to guide you. So I'll never forget this. And I knew I deserved more money. If I didn't put that part in there, working for someone else, I knew that my income would always be limited because they could tell me what I was worth. They could tell me how much money they were going to pay me in that position. And let me go back a little bit. And how I arrived at that conclusion was I had a sales career and I had made this company millions, and they had given me an award for making the millions, and they were paying me salaried, and I was making this amount of money for like 3 years, and I never got a salary increase or raise or anything. And at the award ceremony, I thought, oh, they're going to give me an award check or something, right? And they didn't. And that was the wake-up call. That was when I realized, oh, I have to sort of determine my own worth and value, because a boss is always going to tell me what that number is. I don't have a choice over that number. And I wanted that number to be able to grow and change and not be stagnant, right? As I was learning and growing, I wanted to be able to create more income. So now we're going to go forward. I'm all throughout my story, but that's okay. So I'll never forget the day when I decided I wanted to start coaching. That was my first business, was coaching. I have an insurance agency as well. I just do coaching on the side because it's fun. I still enjoy it. But my first business was coaching. And I started the business part-time, and I was still working a corporate sales job. But I was very unhappy, because I wanted to put all my energy and focus into coaching. And I wanted to be home with my kids, because with coaching, I could do that in my house. I had an office in my house and everything. And I wanted to be home with my children. And they were like just getting into school. I think Issa was maybe like 6 or 7. Maybe Mina was like 4. They were really little at the time. And I never forget this. I was talking to my manager at the time for my job on the phone, and something inside of me said, quit. And it terrified me. It terrified my soul. And then here comes Shaitan. You can't quit. Da, 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 da. You got to pay for all your debt. Because I had debt at the time. You got to pay for your debt. Da, 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 da. You can't quit. And this is why faith and courage is so powerful. And pray for more faith in God every day. Pray for more courage, because I was praying for it every day. Give me the courage to do what I really want to do. I am terrified. Give me the courage. And that little voice in me was telling me, I'm here. If you trust me, I will show you the way. If you trust me, like he says all the time, just trust me. Allah says it so much in the Quran. If you guys know, just trust me. Trust me. And the more you take risk, like jump and trust him, he will show up for you in powerful ways. So I was on the phone with this manager, and everything in me was saying, tell her you want to quit. And then I heard the voice say, no, you can't quit. And I said, I'm going to choose the other one. The voice of fear is never the truth. I promise you. It never is. It's a lie. Anything that makes you feel fearful, it's a lie. So I told her, I'm going to quit because I'm starting a business. I need more time for my business. I'm really going to try to give it my all. And she says to me, okay, well, can you stay for a couple of months so you can train the person that we have to find in your place? And when she said that, I knew that, we have the power. They don't have the power. Because what I realized was that company needed me more than I needed them. And that was like a wake-up call. Changed everything for me. And I knew, and this is what you have to know about yourself, that you are skilled, you are gifted, you are talented. You've learned so many things and so many jobs you've had that have built you up to be the person that you are now. And you can take those skills and those gifts and those talents, and you can create your own business that will give you either a part-time working hours, flexible schedule, whatever. And there's a hadith where it just popped in my brain, where the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said the best occupation for Muslims, for believers, is to be merchants, to sell things, because you have flexibility over your time normally, and you can make prayer whenever you want to. I literally have my prayer rug. My prayer rug, y'all see my prayer rug? My prayer rug is in my office, literally. So I can pray I pray 2 prayers here, usually 1 or 2 prayers, depending on what time they come in. But I can pray my prayers here without any disturbance, right? I now work part-time hours. I work 5-hour days instead of 8, 10, 9 that I used to work. So I went into coaching. I started my coaching business. I got on the internet. If you guys have been following me if you guys have been following me for 10 years, when I started this in 2015 is when I started coaching. And I just turned 40. And I never forget, I woke up on my 40th birthday and I was like, I want a different life. And that's when I started praying about it. Help me, Allah, to create a different life. Help me, help me, help me. I want a different life. And then I started coaching. I got online. I was inspired. I've always been a speaker. I've always been a teacher. So for me to get and speak to people and inspire them it was just natural. I was just using the natural gift that God had blessed me with. He has blessed you with natural gifts, so you have to discover them. You must discover your natural talents and gifts. So I started attracting women. I started first coaching, life coaching, and then a lot of entrepreneurs came, and they thought when I told them I had sold millions, that they were like, oh, she can help me learn how to sell millions too. And they thought it was all sales and marketing. And then when I would get in their heads and figure out they had imposter syndrome, or they didn't really believe they could create millions, or they had insecurities that were getting in the way of them promoting themselves, promoting their products and services, then I started mindset coaching with entrepreneurs mostly, and then doing healing work with them, literally doing hypnosis with them and hypnotherapy. And they started I've helped women sell over 4 million since I've been working with women entrepreneurs. And I still work with all different types of women, but at that particular time in my coaching business, that's sort of what was coming to me. And I hosted retreats. I did retreats in Arizona. I did a retreat in Mexico. Inshallah, I'm thinking about retreat planning again. I just need to flesh out the details of it. But for women, So yeah, so I share all this to say, this is 14 minutes. Wow, it's a long video. I share all this to say that if you are working corporate or full-time or doing something, hustling every day, you are even not naturally designed as a woman to work that way. That's the reason why you're frustrated and stressed out. And I hear all types of things, people's hair falling out and all types of stuff. It's because you're not in your natural state of being. We're not supposed to be working hard and be in that masculine energy like a man, push, go. Especially if you're a mother, you need time for yourself. You need time for your children. Your children need you. As my kids are getting older and older, we're having more powerful, deep conversations. And I really want to help them grow, right? To be their best and to live their full potential and to be good Muslims. So we need that time with our children. So if you are in a position right now where you're working full time and you're working for someone else, but you have an idea for a product or service, or some people will sell products and services on the side because their goal eventually is to be able to quit their job through selling products and services. Continue to pray and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase your income, to increase your knowledge, increase your skills, increase your customers, to help you to get to the level where you won't have to work so much, or you can quit your full-time job, or you can work part-time, or you can have more time for your husband, your children, yourself. Because I just think that's why women are so stressed out right now, is because they're working too hard and they're working too much, and they don't have time for rest and relaxation, and they don't have time like for simple things. Like I get a massage once a month. It's simple things, going to get my henna done, or taking naps, or I'm taking my Arabic class now. I'm in a 2-year, alhamdulillah, 2-year Islamic studies course now, every Saturday, so like those sort of things, time for worship, time for rest, you need those things as a woman. So pray for the things that you desire. Never, ever think that you can't create what you want out of this life. Never think that way. If you have the idea, if you have the desire, it's there for a reason. So this is a super long video. So I think I'm going to end this video now, but I will talk to you guys the next time I'm inspired. I wish you guys the best. I send you guys massive, massive love, and I will talk to you later. My salams.